First thing that I do when I see a question like this is rewrite it with all the understood parentheses. So this 5 sandwiched in between the argument and the trig function, that is the same thing as parentheses sine x to the 7th raised to the 5th power. And then as we also know, we have parentheses that are understood to be around this argument. But really what's important as a driving force for this question is that we have parentheses to a number. And whenever we have that, we are going to start off with our general power rule. So using the general power rule, I will bring down the 5. So I'll have 5 times, keep the inside fixed at sine of x to the 7th, subtract 1 to get 4, times, and then I have to take the derivative of this inner function. So I'm going to go off to the side and I'm going to think about how do I take the derivative of sine x to the 7th. All right, so again, remember that when you take the derivative of sine x to the 7th, this x to the 7th is understood to be in parentheses. So that is your inner function, leaving you with sine as your outer function. So the derivative of sine is cosine, keep the inner fixed, and then multiply by the derivative of the inner. So the derivative of x to the 7th is 7x to the 6th. Now, before we put this together with the derivative of the outer, so to speak, I would move the trig function to the end. So this is 7x to the 6th cosine x to the 7th, and then that is being multiplied by your 5 times sine x to the 7th to the 4th. Now, as we have been doing throughout all of this, always put your trig functions at the end. So the 5 and the 7x to the 6, those are not involved with trig, so they can be multiplied together, and that will give us 35x to the 6th, and then this sine x to the 7th to the 4th, cosine x to the 7th. And you can put parentheses around that if you would like to. Okay? So that would be your final answer for your derivative.